Birth plans.
Birth plans.
Birth plans, schmirth plans. It's quite funny because my birth plans were completely different. 3 kids, and by the 3rd time, there was no birth plan. I was laughing in the face of the birth plan. And I think I can remember my midwife, who was actually a friend of mine, coming round and asking me about a birth plan. I can remember her sitting on the sofa with me, pregnant, and asking me about my birth plan. I can remember just looking at her thinking,
what?
You are asking me to make a birth plan. I've never had a baby. I haven't got a clue what's going to happen.
Doing. Yeah.
You make my birth plan. You know how to have a baby because you go through it every day with people. It just seems so strange that someone was asking me about how did I want labour to go. Well, I haven't got a clue.
Well, it is. I mean, it's funny because I think we've all got an idea of what the perfect birth would be. For some people, it would be, completely drugged up and just have it all happen like that. For others, it's do it in the water. For others, it'd be like a quick home birth. There's so many different ways to have a baby. And for me, yes, I did, had the same thing. We actually had the same midwife. And sitting there and going through it was quite comedy because, like you say, you don't know what you really want. I wanted a water birth.
I wanted candles. I wanted music.
I'd had my hypnobirthing class. I was going to give birth like a flower.
Which was one of those things that made me giggle when you were doing hypnobirthing classes, and I was like,
thanks a bunch. It really helped me, actually.
But it is one of those things that you just think you have before you've had a baby. You have a wonderful idea of how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I would imagine. I'd love to know how very rarely it ever goes to birth plan. I'd love to know what the
second time round. Yeah, second time round, my birth plan did go to plan.
But by then, you do know how you labour.
But I also knew that that it might not happen because first time, yes, I wanted to get have a water birth, but I didn't even get in the water. I wasn't allowed to get in the water because I had to be put on a monitor, which meant that I was stuck on a bed. But I then was able to give birth, second time in the water, and it was wonderful. And I remember even thinking halfway through labour, Anna, you're in my head going, why would you want to do that?
Why bother? Just push that baby out.
But I was pushing that baby out. I was just doing it in the water.
Stuff.
All right, you did it in your front room, and that makes me feel ill.
But the thing is, one thing that does worry me with a birth plan is that you do have a wonderful idea, and I know so many mums who have a wonderful idea about natural. What's your favourite birth plan? It is the candles. It's the naturally pushing it out. And so often it doesn't go to birth plan. I think that can put a lot of pressure on mums. And what worries me about a birth plan is that can leave you feeling like you didn't do it. It starts your journey as a mother of feeling like you didn't quite do it right.
I've got friends that went back and had, you can go after your labour. If you feel like you need to, you can request a meeting with your birth team to talk through exactly how everything happened and why everything happened and what decisions were made for what reason. And I know friends that have done that because they felt like their birth had been robbed from them because they ended up with C-sections. And some people, obviously choose a C-section, that's fine. But they hadn't chosen a C-section and they felt really, really sad that they hadn't had the birth they wanted.
So should we just not have birth plans? Because if it's something that could possibly push you down the road of postnatal depression, the last thing you want to do is start your journey as a mother, start motherhood feeling like you've already failed, feeling like you've already not achieved something that you wanted to achieve. Motherhood is hard work. Becoming a mummy is hard work. There's so many fails. There's so many mum guilt moments. Is writing a birth plan not putting pregnant ladies straight into that position of, I wanted a natural birth, ended up having a C-section?
I think part of it obviously is for the hospital. They want to know what your preferences would be in various situations, and that's some of what the birth plan offers. And there are some points I think are really important to have in your birth plan. For example, if you don't want that umbilical cord cord cut straight away. It needs to be in your birth plan. So
that who cuts it?
Yeah, and who's going to cut it? Do you want the vitamin K injection for your baby straight afterwards? You know, that's something that you need to have thought about before.
I think those things, post birth, those are the things. Because I actually passed out. Third time round, I properly passed out. My labour was so fast.
Yeah.
I fell over the bed and onto the windowsill, and I was out cold. And I couldn't have held my baby. I couldn't do skin to skin straight away. I was passed out completely. And luckily, by then, Guy knew what he was doing anyway. And
he was an expert. I'm a bit of an expert at this.
But first time round, I can remember saying to my midwife, you tell me. I was in the middle of it all, and I was on my knees? Yeah, I was on my knees on the bed. And I said, I've got to push. And she said, do you want to try a different position? And I looked at her and said, tell me, what position?
What do I do?
Give me a position. Because I didn't know. I was like, this is the position that I'm in now. And I don't know where to go from here. It didn't feel natural for me to lie down and push at all. That just wasn't a good position for me to be in. But I needed her to say, and she did. She said, right, let's get off the bed. Let's go on the floor. Let's
do this.
It that way. Yeah. And it was brilliant. But she was the professional and I wasn't. She had delivered loads of babies and I delivered none.
Yeah.
So I was guided by her. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the vitamin K thing, make your decision beforehand.
The skin to skin, the
because
cord,
you might not be mentally and physically able to make that decision straight after birth.
And some of those things change. Like, for example, I kind of thought that, you know, the whole cutting of the umbilical cord might be kind of a big thing for Fred. But when it came to
You wanted to do it, didn't you?
I did do it.
Didn't you say?
Yeah, I did do it.
What I
no,
do it.
It wasn't part of my plan. It happened off the cuff. Fred said no, and I just went, oh, for goodness sake, give it to me. And I actually feel that was actually quite special because I was the one that was actually separating mother from my baby.
That's probably why I couldn't do it.
Oh no, for me it was actually quite a special moment.
Stay part of me.
Yeah, but I was in control of that. I was like, okay, this is it now.
Amazing.
You and me, and it feels very spongy.
Makes me feel a bit like stopping the breastfeeding thing. It's like that.
It's that first moment of setting them free into the world. It was quite crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's an element of birth plans that are important. But I remember having the conversation with Joe and just saying, I just want to bring a baby home. So whatever happens, I said, these are the things I would like. In an ideal world, I said, I'd love a water birth. I'd love, whatever. I can't even remember what all my choices were. But the bottom line was, help me get a baby out. Because she knew as well that that I had an immense fear of labour. I had for years. I couldn't listen to anyone talking about their birth story.
I used to feel faint at my house. I'd be like, talking about it, and I love a birth.
I love hear it, and that's half the reason why I did my hypnobirthing. Even though Muggins here was laughing at me, but I needed to feel like I was doing something. I needed to think that I was doing anything I could to try and get me in the right frame of mind. And for that first 6 hours, I had the breathing and control, I had all of that. And then it all I've spiraled out of control, and that was that. But
yeah, I think my big worry about a birth plan is that, you can feel disappointed with yourself. Yeah. And that's something I really wouldn't want any mum to feel, especially straight away. And be guided by the professionals. I'd love more pregnant mums, especially first time around. I've heard so many pregnant mums, and now that I've had 3 babies, you hear these beautiful pregnant couples talking about their birth plan and how it's going to go. And everything in my head is going, oh my God, do you tell them the truth and say, it's probably not going to happen like that. I don't want to be that mum that pops everybody's bubble, but for women to go in thinking or hoping it's going to happen one way and then have the downer when it doesn't.
Well, we had a friend who was, for her first birth, determined to have a home birth, and which is quite a brave thing for a first-time mum to do. Well done to anyone that's done it. But she was refusing to pack a hospital bag, and there was a few of us that were kind of gently saying, it's probably a good idea to have one ready just in case. No, I'm having a home birth.
It might not happen like that. She
didn't have a home birth. She had a hospital birth, and it was a C-section. And not wasn't us sort of then going, oh, smug faces. It was just, we know how it doesn't go the way you might want to.
Accepting advice is really, really hard because everyone likes to think that they know it all. But if somebody's been there and done it, it's worth taking.
Well, I had two friends.
Listen to your friends.
Yeah, first time round, I think it was around 30 weeks, saying, have you packed your bag? And I was going, oh no, I'll do that in a few weeks' time. And they both looked at me, who had both had really premature babies, and both just went, pack your bag. And I did listen to them, and I thought, yeah, you're right, you've been there. I'm packing my bag, and I got it done. And that was that. But yeah,
so where have we got to? Don't be too rigid with your birth plan. And listen to your friends, take advice, and
I really hope you get the birth that you wanted. But if you don't kick yourself over it. It's just the way it was meant to be, and it was the way it was meant to go.
A labour story.
Yeah.
Tell us how it goes, and also, do you think it really didn't help? It really didn't help you having a birth plan and your expectations and stuff. Hopefully not. Hopefully it all went perfectly.
And it's the first time round, you haven't got other kids perhaps to be running around after, so it's nice to have something to think about and something to plan. It's like packing your hospital bag. It gives you something to do, which is cool. But leave comments and let us know how far off your plan did your birth go, and
please subscribe.
Subscribe to Hey Mummy if you want more table chats with us. See you next time.